and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. This is Susanne Bodette Marie, and I'm here with Amy Zilka from hypnoessence.com, and she's located in Minnesota also. And I'd like to have you join us as I find out more about her. She has a very, very unique and intriguing therapy. So, hello, Amy.
Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for having me on your show.
So you're into hypnotherapy?
Yes.
And yep. How would you describe that?
So there's many levels of hypnotherapy. The kind that I do, I'm also a master's marriage family therapist and a former acupuncturist. So I combine a lot of the East and West philosophies in a lot of different modalities in one session. So it's basically at the core of what I'm doing is dealing with people's unconscious belief systems. And
what do you mean by unconscious?
So it's the belief systems that people carry with them from generation to generation to generation. And it's so unconscious that sometimes we don't even know how and why we're doing what we're doing, or even what we're thinking. And so what happens is I come in there and I use kind of lots of different modalities in one session, and we break down those walls and we bring it to the conscious mind so that people become very aware of that, and that's when the change happens.
That sounds like an awful lot. How does that work in regards to time, a person's time?
So generally, the frontal lobe is what basically I am working through. Like in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is talk therapy, someone is sitting on the couch across from you and you're communicating, but you're only dealing with primarily the conscious mind, which is the frontal lobe. So basically what happens in the hypnotherapy that I'm doing is I'm actually going beyond this. This is the observer, and we're going deep into the limbic system, which is the subconscious mind back here, and the unconscious body. And so generally it can take an hour, hour and a half for a session.
How many sessions does it require?
You know what? Each person is different in each issue, but generally...
I should ask, what problems do people usually come with?
Yeah. So it comes from the general of weight loss and quit smoking, which is, more the basic, to all the way from multiple personality disorder, or I work with a lot of that lately, to chronic pain, to nail biting, to hair pulling, to depression, anxiety, fears, relationship issues. Actually, it's all over. You can do anything with this because it cuts through so quickly, and it's basically you empowering you as you heal. It's kind of a neat thing.
Now, a part of that is essence. What is the essence of it?
So the flower essences? Yes. So generally I work with flower essences, which is a very similar to homeopathy. And homeopathy is the laws of similars. So you're matching somebody's belief system, you're matching their energy, whatever it might be, but it's actually a higher vibrational frequency. It works on a higher plane. So basically it works on the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual energy fields, bodies, and incorporates them back into the body. Where homeopathy is more of a physical thing. That's more of a physical malady that you might be having. And so I use them. I have about 600 different bottles, and I use them before a session in about 2 ounces of water, just to make sure, depending upon what somebody is coming in for, if they have a porous aura or all those things or energy field, I might use that to get rid of some things that are hanging on, that are not helping this person.
How did you happen to cross the essences in the hypnotherapy?
It was so interesting. I, because of my acupuncture background and patent formula remedy herbs that I know, that the energy they kind of can translate into essences a little bit, even though it's slightly different. And so it was interesting. I started thinking, I think people can get more complete healing in even one session. So I started asking people if I could incorporate the flower essences with the kind of hypnotherapy that I do. And they said, oh, sure, because they're organic plants and flowers. They work on a different vibrational frequency level. So if you had medications, it's not going to affect the meds that someone's taking. And so that's kind of how I got started, is people said, yeah, I'll do it. So.
And how did you find out it worked? Could you give an example?
Yeah. So here's a really good example. I had a woman come in, and I was kind of afraid to use it, but I asked her if it was okay. She couldn't stop crying. Her husband had passed, and a friend had brought her in. It was kind of an emergency session that I took. And I thought, I'm going to give her in a little bit of water, if she's okay with, bleeding heart and dog rose. So I put like four drops of each. And I said, you know what, why don't you just, I know you're pretty upset, but why don't you have a little bit of this? And she did. And it was seriously, her friend and I, and it was very cool. She instantly stopped crying. And how that works is that when you're mirroring somebody's energy field, that human or animal or plant feels supported. So then in that support, the human, plant, or animal stops the symptoms. So it's kind of a cool thing how that works.
So what does someone need to do in order to see you?
So they can email me, call me. Probably that's the easiest.
And your website again?
Sure. It's www.hypnoessence.com. And it's kind of hard. So it's hypnoessence.com.
3 minutes left.
Sure.
I love this lady. I just love this lady, and she does great work. She's extraordinary. She's very humble at the moment, but she's very extraordinary. Please go check out her website and give her a call or an email. All right, Amy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, Susan, for having me. It was wonderful. You're amazing.
Is there anything that you want to say to our audience tonight?
Real quickly, just believe that you can do anything that you want. The belief is from the inside of you, not outside of you. So just remember that that's to be self-empowered is to be accountable and to take your power back, even to what's going on right now with the COVID virus, which is making everybody in a panic state, which understandably, but again, know yourself better, because once you know yourself, more than likely it takes away the fear and it empowers you.
Agree 1,000 times. I love you, Amy. I hope you visit me again here.
I will. Thank you so much. It was fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and sharing in our conversation. I will see you next week.